the lighting looks different. It looks like a greenish and a blue today.
You know how we do it, Doug. We're trying to diversify over here. You know what I'm saying? How was your day, Tarzan?
It was fine. You know, it's a big difference. Like you would talk about going from, you know, being on the road to being at the store and the stuff dying. For me, I'm having the most fun the weekend. Like it couldn't be more fun doing 2 shows a night. And then I go back to like day job on Monday. Like, ooh, it's very different.
Very fucking
So
different. And
yeah.
doing comedy the whole time, you're thinking about quitting your fuck. You're like, why am I gonna go back on Monday? It's it's like a surreal world that you live in when you're like in between, because you can't really quit your day job to MC, you know.
Right.
So, but once you start featuring, you gotta shit or get off the fucking pot.
Yeah.
And you have to decide about the job, and that's when you look at your budget. You look at what's coming in, what you're expected to come in, what's in your bank account. You know, do I need a fucking Corvette? Not really. I just need a Nissan. I could sell down. You know, when I started like when I got serious about comedy, I had nothing. I was coming off a divorce. I was basically fucking living from day to day. But I knew that like I had to have my apartment went from like $980 to $400. Like everything got cut, you know. The phone, you don't need it. A cable TV, you don't need it. When you're doing comedy, you just don't need these things. And that's what forces you. It's like to get good at comedy for like 2 or 3 years to get into the rhythm, you have to force yourself. It's like a prison. You go to work, you go home, you eat, you write, you go to the gym, then you go do 2 open mics, and then you go home. And then on the weekends, you know, you fucking work till Friday, and it's hard. It's fucking hard, man. It's hard to balance both. And at one point, you're gonna bust, and one day you just walk out of the office.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's not like my day job is not bad, but it's especially weekends that where stuff goes well and like the shows are fun. And then like, being I've always the road is always like so romantic to me. Like just the idea of like being in a hotel in a city like I've never been to. It's just like I don't. It just sounds awesome. So it's just like the entire thing is fun.
Like to me, that was the allure of it. I like to
Yeah.
travel. I like the, but it was weird going back into like for me. I have to remember, I took a job and I was selling cars, and he took the he made the job flexible enough, you know, and it was working. I wasn't becoming rich, but I was at least keeping the lights on. But then things would happen to tell me this isn't what I'm going to do anymore. Like I get a sign from God or whoever the fuck it was, the comedy gods. Like I would always have like the last 2 salesman jobs I had, the cars blew up. You know,
Like when you were driving them.
yeah. Like I went to do comedy and I kept the job, and they would give me a car to drive. And one time I just left the car. One time I got stuck in a brand spanking new, and it was for Bert's manager, Judy Brown, Bert Sebastian's manager. She
Right.
had a gig like at a ski resort, and didn't have a hotel. The feature and the headliner had a hotel, but I didn't get a hotel. So I basically drove up there for the small 30, whatever the fuck it is. And my fucking, at the end of the show, I was having a good time. And I got in my car. It was one of those brand new Jeeps. Like it was, I mean, brand spanking new. It had to be 94 Jeep. And the fucking timing belt or something blew out on it.
Jesus. I was talking to Josh about that this weekend about like if like your car breaks down on the way to like I get anxiety about stuff like that now. Like I'm gonna
It's
get into an accident.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen,
Oh,
you know? And then one night was the time I told you I went up to like Wyoming, and the guy had to leave because his wife was cheating on him. And on the way back, the car started going on fire. The car just lit itself on fire, dog, on the road. It was fucking snowing. We had to walk like a mile in the snow with our little bags, overnight bags. I never heard
Wow.
from those people again. Like that car just blew up on I-70 somewhere, and I never heard from those people again. It was just, it was, and I would go home and go, I wouldn't even be upset. I just knew it was a sign telling me to go for it, and I wouldn't go for it. I was such a fucking pussy. Like I always
It,
wanted that. Well, I had child support. I had I had a bunch of fucking things. I had an addiction. I had child support. It wasn't like I was putting it into my house, like painting the room or nothing. I had an apartment. I never turned the stove on. I ate all my 3 meals out, and I snorted coke, and I fucking paid child support.
that's what I was gonna ask, like, because you're a very organized person. I can imagine you writing a budget with coke. And did you ever like budget coke into your like expenses?
In those days, hell yeah, I had a month. I had a monthly stipend for it because why lie to yourself?
Right.
I wasn't gonna lie to myself. I was putting away like anywhere from 150 to 300 a week in those days, and I was broke. And I was fucking broke. Just, selling coke, selling an ounce of weed. I'm just putting it all together while I'm doing comedy. Bro, in the beginning in LA, I think till 2002 in LA, I was doing creepy shit. And now here I was at the comedy store. I was selling pounds of weed to agents and.
Well, you
So
gotta do what you gotta do, especially like even back then it probably wasn't a lot of money, but features make at most usually, unless the headliner is very nice, like $100 a show.
yeah. So if you got 5 shows and no hotel as a feature, which is the status quo now.
Right? Yeah.
They don't want a fucking hotel now. It's you break even, so you need another job.
It's it's very scary to think about doing it. So, but like that's because I've been thinking about you. I think about like the stuff we talked about on the church a lot, and something I forget who it was. I was listening to another podcast, and the podcaster was talking. A comic was talking about like doing a vision board on like New Year's Eve. So like I've been
Sure.
working on something like that, like a plan, and like, do you believe in any of that stuff or not really? Because you take a plan very seriously. I know that.
Of what? Like, I'm sorry, I
Like
just
you're.
got this is my
Oh no, that's okay.
and I couldn't the message wouldn't come up on my fucking phone. And I knew he was gonna hit me back. So but anyway, I'm very sorry. A vision board,
No, just like a plan for like the next year. So like I have a
always.
plan.
You have to have a yearly plan, a 6-month plan, and a 3-month plan, and a 30-day plan. And that was
Wow.
me, that was what I did, you know. Uh, People I just saw Sebastian the other day on a podcast talking about how he never wrote his goals down. And he's one of the biggest stars in comedy. So who the fuck gives a fuck what I think? What I'm saying
Well,
is everybody's different. Everybody reacts to different things. I wanted to see my efforts. I wanted to make sure that 15 sets was done. Like you could do whatever you want, Joey. You could do whatever you want. You could snort coke, you could stay out, but you got to give me 15 sets a month. And then the numbers became higher and higher, and then it got to 30, 35 sets a month.
yeah, and I think I'm sure like 'cause I don't do it. And I'm sure there's a lot of comics who don't do it, but if it obviously worked for you, so that's why like I'm trying. That's why I like listening to comedians' podcasts because I try to get little things of what they do, and especially the ones who have successful podcasts are doing
You
something
know,
right.
you sat there with me for years
Right.
listening to other comics' fears, their goals, how they did certain things, whether it was writing. Every comic brought something different to the table. Every musician that we had brought something different to the table. I got to be honest with you. The guy I learned the most from in all the years of podcasting was Rudy Sarzo. And I still confer with Rudy for big decisions
How's Rudy doing?
because Huh? Rudy's fucking
How
great. I talk to Rudy once a week, though. That's
yeah,
my
that's aw
brother.
and, that's great, and he's still I see him on Instagram and Twitter all the time. So what is I'm sorry for interrupting. What was he why do you take so much from him?
Rudy gave us something on every episode, and whether people took it or not, I loved when people would hit me up and go, "Why do you put Rudy on there for?" And I didn't give a fuck. Rudy always has a place to speak with me because he's not just a bass player. He's an artist, and he's got 50 years in. So whatever stupid story you got, don't match up to him. You know, he woke up on a bus one day, a plane went down, it was his fucking best friend, on a fucking tour. What do you do on a Saturday night? Whatever. I don't know if it was a Saturday when he died, Randy Rhoads, but not to. He taught me the most important thing I ever learned from anybody in comedy. He taught me the words labor of love.
In what
And
way? But, like,
that changed my whole career. That changed everything for me when I heard those words and days later when it sank in. What we do is a labor of love. They pay us for traveling. They pay us to have to deal with fucking people talking to you in your ear. You know, I want to go to Monaco with you, whatever the fuck they're saying. That's what you're getting paid for. When you're performing, whether it's a violin, whether it's a harmonica, whether it's comedy, whether it's spoken word, it's a labor of love. You're giving yourself away, a piece of yourself away. If you're not doing it for the labor of love, go fucking do something different. Go do something different. And that's how my life was when I first got into comedy. It was all a labor of love. I didn't give a fuck about what you were paying me. Oh, you're gonna pay me $50? Perfect. I could eat that, you know. And then it became something else. And then it became a financial, and then I didn't like it anymore because that's why I enjoyed the book signing so much. There was no money. They had to buy a book for $20. They're gonna get it anyway on Audible or whatever. I didn't want to charge you to take a picture or to fucking shake my hand. I didn't want to charge you $20 to the book signing. I wanted to be there. And if you noticed, I was on time to all of them. I brought joints for everybody on all of them. That was a labor of love for me. There was no money involved. Listen, I'm not in the mood of taking a microphone tonight. And I'm not in the mood to answer questions, but I got 2 or 3 minutes for you. I wanted to talk to them because when I did stand up, it was just a stupid fucking picture. That's not really a contact point. I learned a lot from those fucking book signings. I learned a lot about myself. Now I got to
what
see
do
if
you
it transfers over to other things.
what did you learn about yourself with the book signing?
That I really love people again. And that doing stand up and that higher level pushed me away from these people. That's not what I ever wanted to do. That's why I never saw myself in an arena or a stadium. I never saw those things. One of the greatest memories I remember hearing is that Gabriel did like 3 shows on Christmas night, Christmas Eve at the John Lovett's Comedy Club. And I heard that the last show he took them all to fucking pancakes. He
Right at
took
Denny's.
all the fucking Denny's. Yeah. You heard the story.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that fucking lasts forever. That's something that I wish, and every time I had an opportunity to do it, like during the pandemic, it fell apart on me, whether it was getting a movie theater to show the fucking Many Saints in Newark, the Patreon people, which I'm happy, now looking back. But it taught me that again. That's why I didn't want, like when I did that last show in New York in January with you,
Right.
I knew I didn't want to get on stage a long time. I knew it that night. Like, I'm fucking getting out of here. And it wasn't a Sony Hall. I love Sony Hall. I loved it.
Right.
I just did not want to do it anymore. And until I fall in love with it again, I love doing this thing with you on Monday nights. It's no pressure. I don't give a fuck if we're on the Apple Top 100. I don't care if iTunes don't like it. I don't give a fuck if YouTube don't like it. Guess what? The only one that's got to like it is us. So in my world, that's called a labor of fucking love. If I'm out here taking pictures all day and making videos to watch the podcast, that's one thing. I enjoy doing the DraftKings things. I really do, doing the videos. You know, I like doing stupid fucking video, whatever. I'm limited with those. And that's it. That doesn't make me happy. But back to what we were talking about, Rudy taught me, you know, I learned from Ralphie on there. I learned from Theo Vaughn on there. I got a bunch of lessons from those things where you looked at people and you're like, really? You did that? That was very interesting to me back then. You know, when we were doing the podcast 2015, 16, it was really great. You know, it was a fucking bad for me and you because we were destroying our bodies.
We had fun. I mean, we had a blast, but it's just the knowledge. That's one of the reasons I love podcasts.
It was a labor of love. We were doing it with no rule book. That's why for you to look at a podcast now that somebody did for you to look at a podcast of somebody who had the balls to do a podcast 13, 12, 10 years ago and say, well, on that podcast, you said something wrong. I want you to remember one thing. There was no rule book. There was no rule book on YouTube. There was no fucking rule book. So,
and it's something that I think gets talked about a lot, and it's the people who came to watch didn't have it's people might look back at it who weren't church fans or that it wasn't for them, and they might get upset. But it's not like we got a bunch of hate back then.
No, there was no rules.
Right.
Acid church. Nobody takes a hit of acid and does a fucking podcast for 4 hours. All right. On a Sunday night with fucking people calling in and Duncan sending pictures of dirty people. And, you know, there was no rules. And it was a labor of love. I think for like a year, I was getting robbed on the ads because I didn't know how to read the ads. So I would just read them every show, and they were only paying me for one read. And they're like, your sponsors love you. Yeah, because I read them every fucking show for free. It was like a year. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a fucking idiot, but
that's crazy.
It was a labor of love. It gave us a window like now to just connect, fuck around. And if you're in, you're in. If you're not, take a chance. Columbus did. Take a fucking shuttle.
I was thinking about that time today because I don't remember the exact day. I don't know I wonder if you do, but it's around now that you recorded. It's either you or the priest. It's right. It was right before Christmas.
Right. We released it in January.
Yeah, because I remember
10 years ago, 11.
Yeah, it might even be more than that.
Yeah,
might have been 2012. It's about
You know what I was thinking about before? I was watching the fucking news before. This afternoon, it was raining terribly. I made a video of me and Gray eating a piece of pizza.
I saw that.
Dog, she tears pizza fucking up. First off, Gray tears anything up. The only thing Gray really don't like is shrimp. And she's a fucking cat. And
that doesn't make sense.
She doesn't like all the fishes. But Gray will eat pork fried rice. Gray will eat fucking Szechuan beef. Gray will eat fucking cheeseburgers. If you leave Gray alone for 2 minutes and walk away from your dish, she will jump on that table and at least try your shit. And I get mad at her, but I don't. You know?
Do you put it like on a separate plate for her, or you just know that she's gonna go after your?
I first of all, I know she likes salami.
Right.
She loves prosciutto. She loves wet mutts. Like, you know, she loves fucking ham. Won't eat cheese. But boar's head, deluxe ham, she will tear that up to shreds, okay? And I love her to death. But that cat eats everything. Remember, I picked that cat up on the streets. And she wasn't feral. She was half feral. And fucking, you know, she was living in somebody's house, but they got dogs and she couldn't go back into the house. So she had to live outside. When I met that cat was about 3. And I was amazed that that's the longevity of a cat. who lives outside. It's 3 years. I befriended her outside in the street. She walked me home, and I played with her outside, and I had treats for my cats, so I brought them down for her. And one day she just scratched the fucking door, and my cats went crazy. And you know, the neighbor, owner of the cat, told me, she goes, "I got to be honest with you. You should just take her because she's your fucking cat. You're her dad. I could see it. She fucking follows you." And we brought her even back here. I mean, she's been with us now for 11 years. But the last 2 years, she's really come out of her fucking shell.
That's
Like,
great.
when I wake up, she follows me down here, and she jumps on my lap while I'm on the computer.
Well, you had to keep her separated, right? Like, you had to keep her, like, in your room or something?
No,
Like, she
we cut
wasn't
her up. She didn't like anybody else. When we first got her, she was like, "Fuck you bitches. I don't like you motherfuckers at all." Okay? And she lived in a house with like 7 cats that fucking hate her. And she would walk to the kitchen in front of them and they would go like, "What the fuck is that? Look at it." She would walk real timid and eat her food and then walk right back to her little hiding spot, always facing them so they couldn't attack her from the back. She always laid against the wall. She was very smart. And she got into a couple beefs with like 2 of the cats. The girls fucking hated her. There was
That's
one
great.
there was one girl I had that I gotta tell you, it broke her heart. She didn't last long after that. She did not like her in the house.
Just the fact that she was there, she didn't like it.
Nope.
Wow.
Did not fucking like it. But ever since we moved to Jersey, when we first moved, me and her got into a beef one day, and we didn't fucking hang out for like 3 months.
Over what? How do you get into a beef with a cat?
I don't know. I went upstairs one day. I laid on the bed. And she didn't like it or something, and she scratched me, so I pushed her away, and then she bit my finger. Something. It was something like, "What the fuck, Gray?" Well, we had just moved here. She was in shell shock. She was like a Vietnam vet. So, she's sleeping on my bed. I can't see at night. I got no fucking carrots. I walked back to the bed, and I think it's my sleep apnea machine. So when I put my hand out, I pushed her, and she fucking swatted at me. And I'm like, "Great, what the fuck?" And then, so we didn't talk for like 3 or 4 months. And then fucking, it took me a year to get back in the good graces. But I got farther with her in that year than I did in like 8 or 9 years. So now
Wow.
she sleeps with me. She sleeps in between me and my wife. She fucking, once we go to breakfast, once I get coffee in the morning, she sleeps on top of the heater for a few hours. And once I come to the office, she comes right down here and she's by my feet, meowing, purring. And then I'll leave for the day. And now she actually waits for me by the garage. And if I smoke dope in the garage, she follows me outside to the garage. It's a trip.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
It's a trip, man.
Especially so many years. So you guys were eating pizza and watching the news, you were saying?
So I came home today. I had to go to the doctor at 10. I went to the gym for a little while. And I had like a half-hour break. And I was sitting down here. My wife came down with 2 slices of pizza. And she goes, "Did you eat lunch when you were out?" And I go, "No, I'll take a slice. I mean, I don't feel like going to a restaurant or anything." But I did see something. When I went upstairs to go to the bathroom, the pizza case was upside down by the door. We were going to take it out. Whoever goes out next, take the garbage out. And she was already sniffing at the pizza box. So she knew it was, she's fucking smart, man. So as soon as my wife came down, she came down after my wife. My wife goes, "Go to the back. I have to go upstairs and get something to drink." In that time, she jumped on the fucking chair with me and just started chomping. There was a piece of cheese sticking out of the side. And crispy pizza in fucking Old Bridge is back. They opened up after the fire. I didn't know. I went up to jiu-jitsu last week and I saw the sign. So when I went Sunday on the way back, I called my wife and there was some kids here. And I go, "You know what? I'll bring a pie for them." I didn't even eat the pizza. But when I opened it up, it was cheesy.
Nice.
Like it was just an extra cheese pie, crispy to the max, like only they could do. And fucking, I didn't eat that day. So my wife brought down the slice. I go, "Give me a slice." I didn't eat that whole slice. Mercy, fucking Gray ate the whole slice. I had to give her half the fucking cheese. I got like the crust and a little bit of the middle.
That's fucked up. She eats that much.
Then she eats a can of cat food. She eats a can of cat food at night, and she'll follow me around throughout the goddamn day. The cats are interesting. Animals are interesting. I'm thinking of getting a dog next. If you look at what you do when you turn 60, what to do when you turn 60, prepare to get a dog.
That's awesome. Another German Shepherd?
Yeah, but then I got to walk it. I got to figure out my leg situation and my knee situation. I don't want to walk a German Shepherd on fucking roller skates or a skateboard, or I got to tie him to my fucking stroller like a fat fucking old fuck, and he pushes me like mush. I don't need that either. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I want to know the people who donated to Black Lives Matter.
Why?
Because I need a big envelope. I don't want to work no more.
We could start you a GoFundMe.
No, I don't want to GoFundMe.
Why?
I like Cuban Lives Matter.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get the word out?
Dog, if I can't get the word out, you ain't gonna get it out. You know what I'm saying? I got connections. I can spread the word. We'll buy wraps and a little boat for Cuban people and bring them here and give them more dignity. But I'm not looking to buy wraps. I'm looking to fucking score 10 million first. Then I'll buy a wrap. They get a wrap. I knock down my 10 million. Because I was thinking about, me and my wife were talking about, look at all those people who donated to Black Lives Matter. Those people just broke off, bought houses, and really didn't do anything with the money. In my world, it seemed like it was a total scam. And it was.
I did see that there were some people who fucked off with the money.
Oh, please. They always do. Even when the Hurricane Katrina, that mayor's doing 10 to 20 in Arkansas right now. He's doing fucking, he's helping the Girl Scout make cookies.
Oh, 10 to 20. So that's your new plan? Cuban Lives Matter?
What's that?
Cuban Lives Matter?
Sure, why not? Everybody should do it. I'm gonna get like a Chinese guy. I'm gonna find the guy from Portugal. I'm gonna find a couple fucking Zambia. Everybody matters. Now send a check, cocksuckers. No guilt on their face. That's what it was a perfect scam. They bounced off in guilt. I guarantee 90% of the people who donated to that were white Americans, and like 50 had money and they felt guilty. My grandfather owned a slave. Cut a check. Now the guilt is over. Instead of going out and shaking one's hand and inviting them over to your house. See what I'm saying? Cutting a check is the easiest thing. So they made millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Well, not billions, maybe 500 million, maybe.
And you only want 10.
What?
And you only want 10. That's really not that much.
Don't. I'm not greedy. You know me. I just want to fucking go to jiu-jitsu and eat Chinese food until they put me in a casket.
That sounds like a good fucking life.
What do I give a fuck? It fucking rained like a motherfucker here yesterday. I know it's raining up there.
Yeah, it's nonstop.
Fucking people lost their power, not me. I got a generator. I didn't fuck around when I moved here. That's the first thing they told me when I moved here. Get a generator, dog. Power goes out. When I moved in this house, the power had just been back for 3 days.
And what is it, like gas? Do you have to go to the gas station and like fill it up? How does it work?
You see my wife around here somewhere? I don't know no, it's not gasoline. It's electric because it's in the fucking, in the board.
Wait, it can't be an electric one unless it charges. Because if the power goes out, how's it going to work?
It recharges every Wednesday by itself. It turns off. The power in the house turns off and the charger takes it over. It's fucking tremendous.
That's badass.
Yeah, the realtor told us. Jimmy Florentine told me. They're like, before you buy that house, make sure you got enough money left over for a fucking a generator. I'm happy I did. But that's it, brother. You know what's fucking crazy? Right now, when we're watching this podcast next Tuesday, that's it. Christmas will be over. You motherfuckers will be out with your little cash card, spending money, going to comedy shows, walking around New York City, dying to get mugged. You know, because next week is big in New York City. From Tuesday on, straight till fucking Monday. People will be banging in the city for New Year's, going to look at shit.
Wait, like it's a good time to rob someone? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. What am I, criminal fucking...
well, back then...
A forecaster of criminal activities? I'm just saying.
It's like Black Friday. I don't know.
No, it's not Black Friday. It's fucking right. Black Friday was in November.
No, I'm saying for criminals.
It's not. Oh, Black Friday for criminals. Very, very good. I like that little jokey. You should write that down and then don't repeat it. Anyway, what else happened this weekend? I didn't do shit.
No. You know what? People got mad at me
Why?
because I tweeted something. There was a In-N-Out opened in Idaho, and people waited 8 hours for In-N-Out. So I tweeted that was and all I could think of is, like, how would you wait 8 hours for In-N-Out in your car?
Not for that shit.
That's what I said.
I went away 8 hours in the car. It better be a good cut of meat, and there better be pussy hair on there or something different that flavors it. Eyebrow hair, something. Listen, Lee, I want you to. How old are you now?
35.
I want you to, because you came up at a different time when I came up. When I was 35, it was a different fucking world. And not right now, you're coming up in a world. It's so weird how everything is a fucking gimmick and you don't see it. Like Lee, we had our office, what, 100 yards from In-N-Out?
Not even, yeah.
You know, we went to the Comedy Store. There was one on Sunset. I remember during the pandemic, the line I saw In-N-Out was something you'd see for Woodstock or fucking Led Zeppelin at the Garden. I'm not kidding you. It went from Sunset and it went all the way to that street, the big street, and then it went all the way up to Hollywood Boulevard for a fucking cheeseburger that's small. The fries got HIV, and I'm not
They
going to
do.
tell you that. Listen, it's one of the better burgers out there.
Yeah, the burger's great.
It's one of the better burgers out there. But before I left, that burger was getting small. It was looking like a White Castle burger, and by now with fucking Bidenomics, that's non-existent. I know the prices went up like a motherfucker. You
Did
know,
they?
I
That
know for a
sucks.
fact. I just always thought that it was just a tad overrated. It was
Yeah,
always a tad overrated, and that was my personal opinion. You know, I'm not a hamburger guy. It's not like I'm gonna sit here with you and talk to you about my favorite cheeseburger. You know, there's so many good cheeseburgers. There really is. Fucking, I'll take you to places around here that the cheeseburgers are brilliant. Brilliant. Like three or four places that the cheeseburgers are great. Do I go there every day or once a week? Not at all. Tonight's the big one, Osteria. 16.95 for a cheeseburger, and they give you a beer with French fries. Are you fucking kidding me? And it's not like a fucking McDonald's burger. It's a goddamn sirloin with fucking short rib. You know, these people ain't just making some. Walk in there on a Monday. There's 10 fucking savages. That's it. There should be 300 fucking savages in there.
yeah. You've been telling me about that since you moved there.
So people, it's like a big gimmick, man. Like when you look at things, you're like, I lived there. I was down the block from there. I never got it. It's like when I think the biggest disappointment is that hot dog place on La
Oh
Brea.
yeah, yeah. Pink's.
It's total garbage. But for people to get off a plane to go there, it breaks my heart. It
Did
breaks
you
my
ever?
heart.
Did you ever go to Sonic?
I went to Sonic in Tennessee.
And maybe I'm getting the wrong stuff, but I remember when it opened here in Massachusetts. I was in high school, and they had to shut it down because the line was going to the highway. And I was so excited to go when I was driving cross country, and I've been, I think, 2 times, and each time it was gross. Like, the desserts and the drinks, I'm sure are great, but the food,
Oh,
I was so excited.
it's garbage. It's hot garbage. But people, you know, I still remember when Boston Market had lines. The one in Fort Lee, New Jersey, I drove by it one day. I thought they were giving away free fucking cars. It was superb, you know, the line. And now, look, you go to Boston Market, they're trying to give it away. They got a fucking penalty club, you know. It life comes and goes, you know. It's too fucking confusing sometimes. That's why you go, what the fuck happened?
You know what burger I do miss from LA? The Habit was pretty good. I like The Habit. It wasn't amazing, but for, like, a fast food sort of, it was, like, in between because they made it
Tell
for
you what,
you.
I used to take my daughter to the Habit because she liked it. And They always had a specialty sandwich, and those were good. Their steak sandwich was good, and they had
Mhm.
like a chicken,
Chicken
Mexican
grilled chicken was good too.
grilled chicken with the fucking avocado and all that shit. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I saw that. I saw that 8-hour wait in Idaho. There ain't nothing going on in Idaho. So don't wait for 8 fucking hours. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing against Idaho. They canceled my warrant years ago, so we're cool. I go if I want. Real quick, we got to switch over now for a word from BetterHelp. We're back like herpes. Anyway, BetterHelp is going to help you out these next couple of weeks. Always taxing. So, there's no shame in calling BetterHelp. So do what you do. I'll help you out a little bit. Whatever. You'll save on tissues. That's it. Anyway, what's up with you, Tarzan? What are your plans for the holidays and fucking,
Oh,
what are you?
it's gonna be a fun week. Because my mom was gone visiting my brother, and he just had a daughter a year ago, so she was gone for Hanukkah. We haven't done Hanukkah yet, so we're gonna do that with Athena and her kids. Then we got new Christmas Eve, which I Christmas Eve as a kid was everything for me as a Jewish guy, because we got invited to a family friend, like an Italian house, and like they had someone dressed up as Santa every year. And we got gifts, so Christmas Eve is gonna be fun with my family, and then Christmas Day will be, you know, 6 in the morning. I love Christmas. It's so much especially for a Jewish guy. Christmas is it's so much better than Hanukkah, and I love Hanukkah, but especially as a Jewish kid growing up, and you see all the Christmas shit, that's all I wanted. So like I wake up before the kids do.
I gotta be honest with you. This Christmas, I'm very fucking excited.
That's
I've
awesome.
been this excited in Christmas in a long goddamn time. And for tons of reasons. Like it's just the last two Christmases haven't been settled. I didn't know the scoop. But in my mind, like I would spend those fucking misery Christmases in LA, and I couldn't wait to get back here to go like to your house at 6. I go by fucking Florentines at 8 o'clock. And then, Florentines are going to go to church at 9. So from there, your parents invited us over for a cocktail at 10. There's going to be some food. I fucking sat there in LA and dreamt of those. And then I moved here, and it's like, it's not like that anymore. People, I think my brother, Dan Florentine, he always has a little something, and you go over, it's understood. You go over there from 8 to 9. Maybe he's got fucking cavatelli. Maybe, who knows? But they felt emptier like than the ones I had in LA. And this summer when I went to Nashville, I really got to meet my nephew and my niece and, my other niece. Like I knew my older niece, but I didn't know the two younger ones. And I'm like, man, this will be great to come here for Christmas. Mercy. So I'm going and I'm going to have a fucking great time. My brother Mike's coming up for the week to take care of the cat. He's going to stay here. I'm going to leave him an ounce of weed, leave him the car
Perfect.
keys. And then I'll be back 5 days. I'm only going for 5 days. I'm going to try to train jujitsu in Nashville. I'm going to try to see my man at Zany's. I'm going to try to see Jelly Roll. And the rest of the time, just hang out with the girls, man. And then
That's so fun.
come back here and just prepare for 2024. We got to drop it like it's hot. We got plans for these people. We got shit crack-a-lacking for these motherfuckers. So that's my plan. I'm sticking to it because I got no reason to lie. A lot
What
of
is
action coming up over the holidays. I mean, I didn't know this. There's 3 fucking football games on Christmas Eve.
is there really?
Yeah, and I think there's a game
Wow.
on Christmas Day.
I haven't
Like,
even looked. They're on Saturdays now too. I just saw
yeah,
that this weekend.
the next couple of weeks, man. You got the end of college football. You got pro basketball. There's just a lot of shit going on, so you won't be bored. Listen, when you go to those family reunions, you end up watching sports anyway.
Oh yeah.
There's some of the men go in one room, the kids come in. You're either watching football or golf or tennis, whatever the fuck you like. And that's it. It's
That's fucking
very
awesome.
there's not much going on for 2024. I got a couple fucking things I'm gonna do in 2024, and part of that is just to get some action going, brother. I've been in Central Jersey for 3 years, just trying to put the pieces together. Now I'm ready to percolate. I
I
got a
love it.
I got a
And
plan like Stan.
I'm excited to see what happens, dude. How is like Mercy feel about Christmas? Is it still big for her?
No, she don't believe in Santa Claus.
Well, oh,
She don't.
okay.
Her
But does she
friends
like
don't say nothing.
right?
She figured it out. She went to the mom and said, "Knock it off. I ain't writing no letter to fucking Santa." It was very interesting what happened yesterday with her.
Okay.
I had an interesting day with my daughter yesterday. Uh, we get up like at on Sundays, we get up at 7:30, blah, blah, blah. Something happened yesterday. She got sick at church last week. So she didn't want to go to church this week. So there was really nobody around on Sunday. It was really weird. And I was here till 10:30. I had breakfast with them. We were talking, bullshitting. And then I went to jiu-jitsu, and then I came back. And I go, "What's going on?" They were setting up rooms upstairs because my daughter switched rooms. And they were finishing up that. And then my wife came down, and it was 2:30, and I'm sitting here watching football. I went over to Jimmy's. Oh, no, I went over to Jimmy's. And I watched the Dolphins for a little while. It wasn't even a fucking game, you know,
Right.
playing the fucking Jets. And then I came back, and I'm like, "Girls, what do you guys want to do?" And my wife's like, "I don't know. There's not much going on." I mean, it was raining already. It was starting to rain. And one of the moms had contacted me and said, "Do you guys want to go out to dinner?" And I go, "Yeah." But as we're leaving, we go, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, by the way, my daughter's not coming. I don't want to take Mercy to sit with 4 adults." You know what I'm saying? So I go,
Right.
"Leave it back here with me." But when Mercy came down, she goes, "Dad," no, she goes, and my wife told her she had been in the house so fucking long. And I've been telling my wife since we moved here, my daughter's not that kid you think. She's a fucking thoroughbred. She needs a little action. TV and the computer for her doesn't cut it. And she doesn't need to do much. She don't need to do much. She just needs to.
Get out of the
So,
house.
dog, she came down. My wife told her what was going on. And Mercy goes, "So what am I going to do?" And just broke down. She just had tears in her eyes. And she just came over and gave me a hug. And I go, "You want to get the hell out of here, don't you?" She goes, "Yeah, I have to get out of here." And I go, go get your jacket on. And I didn't care about the Dallas game. I wasn't even watching that piece of shit game. I got in the car. As I was getting in the car, I put her favorite music on, that little girl that performed at the Garden, Olivia Rodrigo.
Right. Okay.
I typed it into my phone when she wasn't watching in my Apple. And then I got in the car, started it, and plugged it in. And that song came on that she liked. And she fucking, she smiled. And then I took her on a ride for like 25 minutes. And all those songs came on, like the whole album she likes. It was on loud. I didn't say a fucking word to her. I just let her process because that's what she needed to do. It's like her dad. I got to get the fuck out of here in the morning. I'm the type of guy who get up and write shit and prepare for the day and what am I going to do this week. But you know what? Tucker's cheap, cocksucker. It's time to try out what you believe in. You got to get out of here. Even if it's to go around the corner and make a phone call. When I call you, I'm not home. I'm gone already. I'm going to do something, but I got to get out of the house. Even though I
You
don't have
just
to work till 10, it's 9:15. I'm calling you. I got to get out of the house. I'm out of the house. I got the fruit in me. I got 2 eggs, sunny side up, and avocado toast. Bing, boom, get that Cuban out of the room. You know what I'm saying?
and you could just and you could just tell that's what she needed. Like you guys didn't even go anywhere. You just were driving.
Went for a ride. We're going to go get ice cream. She didn't want to. We just kept listening to music. And what did we go do? Oh, we ended up going to Barnes and Nobles. And I don't like that Barnes and Noble Freehold because they're the ones that told me I couldn't do the book signing there. So I was making a right turn. If you know anything about me, I'm like, I don't even know why I'm fucking coming in here. even thought about just giving my daughter $20 and go get what you need to get, whatever the fuck it is, and come back because I don't want to step foot in there. But I didn't want to make no problems, so I walked in there with her, and I went in there, and I even got more fucking annoyed because one guy was watching me like I was a shoplifter, because I didn't look the best. I had a hooded sweatshirt on, sweatpants. I don't give a fuck. It's coming down out here. I'm gonna dress up to go to Barnes and Noble. And
People
then
still look at you like that? That's crazy.
he did this little fucking dude. I'm not gonna say his racial perpetuation. He was looking at me. He was eyeballing me like I was a shoplifter. Came up to me. Do I need any help? Do I look like I need any fucking help, cocksucker? I'm standing 3 feet from my daughter in the kids section of fucking Harry Potter, whatever the fuck. She got some book by Tim Burton or something. I don't know. Tim Burton wrote a movie. He's going to direct the movie. You know me. I just yes at that. And next thing you know, I'm dropping the small 20. And my daughter's smart because she actually walks up to the counter like she's faking the money, like she's got it in, like she's going to take it out. And then we get to the counter, I'm like, I'm not going to fucking outduel her here. What am I going to do? I just take the money out and pay for it. She always goes like she has that little limp hand, a little ga 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 ga. And
The limp hand. Did you teach her this, or did you just something that was natural?
But then, as I'm paying for the fucking book, I turn around, and there's a book of fucking biographies and comedy and shit. My book was not on the fucking table.
Motherfuckers.
And I'm like, these motherfuckers. And I wasn't even going to ask them where it was. It didn't even matter to me. I don't ever want to do business with those cocksuckers anymore. Anyway, I got to break real quick and drop some knowledge on you from DraftKings. Give me a minute. We're back, Jack. Anyway. So that's it, brother. That's my fucking story. And I'm sticking to it.
I love it.
Good weeks. I got some plans for 2024. I don't even want to tell you, Lee.
I'm excited. You always have good plans.
I'm excited because I got to do something. Even something small. I got to do something. I got to put something. I'm starting a book in January. And I really thought about the conversation we had the other night. It really helped me. My conversations with you on this podcast and off the podcast are really helping me write this book because I'm looking at the efficiencies that you had, I have, and other young comics have. I have a lot of young comics on Patreon, and they ask me questions, and it's frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to know how to get to the next level. And you and I had a conversation the other day. I don't even know if you remember it. I was telling you that I'm going to write a chapter about the things I did wrong.
Right.
The things I did wrong. And I fucking wrote one that was tremendous. And it was very hard for me. And it was, people always ask me, like on the side, like I was talking to a young comic the other day, like at a French fry place. I was there with my daughter. I don't even know it was a French fry place. It wasn't a French fry place. This was when we went to the city for the concert. And the kid goes, do you have any advice for a young comic? And I go, listen, I've been thinking about this for a long time. Not taping myself. Not listening to myself. Not watching my videos. I'm going to make a confession to you, Lee. Out of all the churches we did, I saw bits and pieces on YouTube. If you thought I sat there through a podcast and watched it, never watched it. The last person I want to see is me. You know what I'm saying?
Couldn't agree more.
So, what are you saying?
About myself.
I'm just teasing. But I think one of the biggest mistakes I made, and not being serious about it, is I know everybody's broke. I'm not expecting you to buy a fucking high-end camera. And these fucking phones are $600, and you drop it with a whatever. Now you got to deliver pizza for another year to get another phone, or you got to borrow a small nickel from dad. You got to hear that of your beat. All you got to do is tape your sets. Just make it a habit to tape your sets, whether they're 5 minutes, 15 minutes, tape your fucking sets. It's something I didn't do. And if I could do it all over again from 1991, I would have done them all. Joey, why didn't you do it? because I was so insecure about myself. I didn't want to see myself on tape. I've never watched a full special of mine on tape. I'll tell you what I have watched because I could, as I was doing it, I could feel it. And that was the Comedy Central things I did for Ari. Besides that, I don't watch any of that shit at all. At all. But it was such a mistake for me. And it's such a mistake for a young comic. And you're going to go, Joey, but I'm just getting started because I want you to build healthy habits. Now, I want you to know that at home, I don't want, listen, I don't give a fuck about your sexual preferences. I don't give a fuck about your drug addictions. I don't give a fuck if you stay out till 6 doing Molly and jumping up and down. I will tell you what I want from you as a young comic. And it's the first thing you do when you go home is wash your hands, jump in the shower, eat a pie, mom's apple pie, whatever the fuck your ritual is. But before you hit that sack, I want you to listen to that fucking tape. Make 2 notes, just 2 notes, not negative, positive. For right now, I don't want you to go to bed upset. And then listen to it again in the morning and make your notes. And right there in the morning when you're eating your cereal, make your plans for the next night. What am I going to do different? And not even a plan. I just want you to make a note and then come back at 5 from work or whatever the fuck you're doing and then execute that plan for tonight or the next show, whatever the fuck that may be. That was my mistake.
Because you never recorded, right? Like even later on when you had like the phone, no?
When we met, you said to me one night, you want me to record your fucking set on the way down to Irvine. And next thing you know, it was a #1 fucking download. You know what I'm saying?
I know, that's fucking crazy that you never did.
I recorded. I never, because of my appearance and I was so insecure, that's why I don't like fucking specials too much. I want to listen to you. For me, stand up, if I listened to myself more, I would have been so much better, Lee.
It's amazing you were as good as you were and like never listening to it. You just had that, like you just have a great memory, I think.
Because I hated my voice and I hated what I looked like. Like I didn't want to see me on stage. But there was one thing I did believe in and what I felt like on that stage. And I'll tell you, I walked off that stage many a night going, I wish I would have taped that. Because I wanted to hear what my heart sounds like when I was on stage. I wanted to hear. I love hearing a glass get set. I love those. I came up on the Richard Pryor albums and the Red Fox albums, and I could feel the heart coming through the speakers, whether I had earphones on or we were at one of my friends' house, the Specials or Sabatino, one of them, and we were listening to, I love listening to the laughter. And it was real. It was a small club. It wasn't an arena. Nobody was doing arenas. Nobody was doing comedy clubs. There was maybe $120 in there, $150. And you heard it differently. And I always wanted to sound that way. But I knew no matter what I did, it would never sound that way. But I learned listening to the beats. I'm listening to beats. I'm listening to, a beat is when somebody stops. And I'm listening to all these little things. But what I'm really listening to is his heart. That's what I could hear. I can't see it. He's a fake. He's got a bunch of tattoos. He's got a weird hairdo. He's got a scarf on. I don't want to see that. I want to hear it. Somewhere along the line, people wanted to see tape, and that's where I think I'm an old man. I want to hear it, even though I can't hear, but I want to hear it.
I mean, we've talked forever about how much I love albums, but it's, how do you think, like, how did you write if you weren't listening to it? You just remembered like the little changes you would make?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
A lot of times I would, one of the running jokes with these fucking guys, and they'll bring it up to them. The Rogans, the Aries is, Joey, did you write that down? Joey, write that down. That was like, did you write that down? What's he doing? That's and because I knew I could come up with those once a night. I could pop those out of my ass. I always knew. I didn't know if I was going to kill, but I knew I had one line in me that wasn't on the dialogue that I could pop. So, and now I regret all that. I threw away hours of material because I didn't bring it home at night, listen to it, and write it down.
I
If
was just
me and you could be driving, and it happened. I'm not making this up. You and I could be driving the car, driving to Irvine, Brea, Oxnard, wherever the fuck it was. We go over something, we talk about this, and you go, ooh, say that joke from the Ice House. And I would get in there, practice the joke in my head, not in front of a mirror, I would practice it in my fucking head. And then you get there, you have a great set, and you come off, and you're like, Joey, that was a really good set. And I'm like, fuck you. I didn't say that fucking joke.
oh yeah.
That one joke was what I worked on all fucking week. That's the only thing I wanted to work. I just did a complete different set. And the thing that got me the most was that I didn't do that one fucking joke. You were there 1,000 times when I got off the stage and I go like, fuck. And you go like, what happened? And I'm like, I didn't try the joke. Meanwhile, they're howling.
Right. They had a great fucking time.
I didn't give a fuck. I didn't try that fucking joke. That would go on for 6 nights.
Was it just you were just in the moment?
Yeah. And then I would go home. Then I would try it. And now I got a reaction. Now where am I going with this fucking beginning? Right? We had this discussion last week. Remember the joke we were talking about?
Right. I
I
tried
don't
it.
like, huh? You tried it. Now you called me that night. You went crazy. You tried it twice. It worked. You called me going crazy about what? That it worked? Or what was the main concern?
About where to go from there?
It's the same thing. I forgot that joke. We look at things so fucking differently. Like people have no idea how pissed you get as a comic when they're telling you that was a great set. And you're like, motherfuckers, I had something up my sleeve that was going to make your eyeballs pop out. I wish I'd go back up there and do it, but I can't. It's just that. Anyway, to get back to the story, I wish I would have got home at night, listened to my tape. I really used to get home at night, and I got to be honest with you, no matter how fucked up I was, I always remembered to go to my notebook, write down how I did, honestly, what joke I wanted to try. If I had somebody with me, I only put the parameters and I go back the next morning. But if I was alone, that's when I go through my process. I get pissed off. I get a fucking line of Coke and a drink of beer and, let me write this over again. Then I'd write it over again. And that went on until 6 in the morning. It was an excuse to snort the Coke.
Right. But there are sometimes I do remember things, but there's a lot of times I'll go back to listen. I don't listen to every set by any stretch of the imagination. But when I do listen, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I said that. So I was thinking about that when you said like, oh, you threw away so much. So you definitely threw away hours.
But I knew I could write more. It's like a Coke dealer. I knew I could sell more Coke. It didn't matter what I was spending. I always knew that I could pop up something, especially when you get on stage every night. Once you get into that rhythm, you start popping shit every 2 nights. Then it's every night that you get off stage and you go, I can't believe I fucking said that. And the joke that I think about the most, just to let people know, is when I do Ari's storyteller show, when we beat up the nun.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 4 jokes in that thing that were nowhere on the agenda. When I said I don't like milk, but I like milkshakes, that was not on the agenda. When I talked about the Puerto Rican kids, the whatever brothers, hitting them. And I go, they look like Roberto Clemente, motherfuckers. Came out right there. These are the things that will come out of you once you get on stage a lot and fucking, that's it. That's all I got to say on that. I
I
love
love it.
talking this shit, and I could talk it for hours about different, and then you see it in other comics. I've been on stage with everybody, and they've gotten off stage and, hey, how'd you do? Man, I had this joke I wanted to say, motherfucker. I forgot the wording on it. And these are like top guys, like they're in the game a few years. So, hey, if the video is lagging, it's because the Chinese balloon is in the neighborhood. So, don't worry about nothing. The fucking internet is still tip top magoo, but shit's happened. We've had bad weather here. Trees got knocked down. So, but the heart and soul is still there. You still get the voice, like a Man on Fire. You get the guy's voice. I caught the last 20 minutes of that the other night. Jesus Christ. I hadn't seen it in about a year. It's from the part where he makes the dude shoot himself, the Puerto Rican dude that was married to Jennifer Lopez. From there
Right.
on, he was on a fucking rampage. And I hadn't seen that in a while. God damn. I've been catching some fucking killer movies lately by mistake, the way I like to catch them, not planned. You just turn the TV on, they're coming in like 10 minutes. Fucking tremendous movies lately. And I've still been going to bed early, but I love watching, like, I saw Man on Fire. I saw The Getaway was on the other night. I caught the last hour of that. A good week with Steve McQueen, maybe the end of a Charles Bronson movie. They've been playing a movie from '84 from Charles Bronson. It's a good movie. Not really. It's not one of my favorites. A little bit too violent for me. But I caught the fucking beginning of that the other day. He threw the guy off the balcony with a fucking fire hydrant. Tremendous. You can't write that shit in the script. You know what I'm saying?
And it doesn't bother you to go in like with like an hour left. I can't watch
I've
movies
seen the
like it
movie.
freaks me.
At this point, I could
Right.
rewrite the fucking movie. I've seen it so many times. My point is that I haven't seen it in a long time.
Right.
So it's like when I told you I watched Scarface. Everybody saw Scarface. I saw it 50 times when it came out, but I didn't have it on for 20 fucking years. The other night it was coming on. Oh, Netflix had it. And I go, let me turn this on and see what it looks like. It was fucking raw. It's still raw. So I like doing that from time to time. Nothing new's coming out. It's not like you're planning to go see no fucking movie the next 2 weeks. There's really nothing. There's no Christmas movie. I think she's going to see Willy Wonka. How many times are you going to make a Willy Wonka fucking movie? If you're not watching the original Willy Wonka, what are we doing? I talked to her about it. I said, listen, the original Willy Wonka is the fucking Mac Daddy of Mac Daddies, but
Yeah.
she likes Burton and this guy and that guy. So what do you want from me? I'm trying my best just to be a dad, smoke dope, and keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you. It's sad. It's sad that there are no movies coming out on Christmas because that's what I was thinking of doing too. And I just looked and there's nothing.
Nothing. I always thought maybe making an investment in like a fucking movie theater, an old one, and get movies. 10 people told me you're gonna lose your shirt because what you got to pay to bring those movies in is fucking hella high water. So what are you gonna charge? $22? You got to charge more in the movie theater because you have a smaller movie theater. AMC got a parking lot. I'm talking about getting like a 98 seater and showing Charles Bronson weekend, Bruce Lee weekend, Lee Syatt weekend, bringing comics during the week.
And you think, and that would be expensive? I thought that's the whole reason they had old movies at movie theaters because it was cheaper.
Do a fucking Q&A about the movies, read some shit
awesome.
up. Everybody join in. That's a Tuesday night club. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Wednesday, play poker and have sucky fucky in the basement for some people in the community. You know what I'm saying? Get the priest in there, getting the party started and shit.
Sucky fucking for the community?
I went to the heart doctor in Eatontown.
Okay.
And I go to this heart doctor. Like, it's a beautiful building. The neighborhood is great, but there's a little alleyway. And at the end of the alleyway, there's a little light that just blinks and says massage. I've been to this doctor 6 times in 3 years for checkups, blood work. And every time I go, I park the car close to it just to see if anybody comes out of there or whatever. It's open all the time. So finally this week, when I went that last week, I walked in. As soon as the doctor walked in, I looked at him. I go, Dr. I, let me ask you a question. You ever go to that massage and let somebody tickle your asshole with a feather? Dog, he just froze up, this dude. Nobody's ever talked to him like that. Then he closed the door and he goes, no. And he goes, but I have thought about it. So
Holy shit. You asked your doctor that?
you gotta ask him. You gotta blow him out of his fucking whistle. You don't let him know where you stand. If not, he thinks you're an okie doke like everybody else.
Oh my god. I think he might like okey dokes. I don't think he wants people to ask. Oh my god. What would you have done if he had said yes?
What?
What would you have done if he says, "Oh yeah, I go there every Friday"?
Oh, give me the code. Give me the 10% off card. Give me the referral. I don't want to touch nobody. I don't want to kiss nobody. But if somebody wants to blow hot air in my ass with a straw, I'm at that age. I enjoy things like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see you naked. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you. But if you want to tickle my asshole with a feather for 25 minutes for the small 50, I'm in.
How did he find out you liked that?
What happened?
How did he find out you liked getting your asshole tickled with a feather?
Who?
You.
Oh, when I was like 20, I bumped into a chick that was a pilgrim and the party started.
Holy shit.
Uh,
Are you gonna do you talk like this in front of your in-laws? Do you have like with your nieces and nephews? Do you fuck with them a little bit?
um, the ones in Tennessee, they're Bible beaters. I love them, but I can't talk like this. And that's my nieces. I can't talk crazy. Mercy, I can talk a little crazy now. She gets it. Listen, Urban in this neighborhood talks crazy. So I don't want her to think I'm a fucking quiet boy. That's the farthest thing I am. So, yeah, if it's around her friends, I go off from time to time.
I love it. They must love you. And I know
Went
I've
off,
seen them with you, but
I went off last night at my favorite restaurant because just fucking every time I go in there, there's like 3 waiters that are sweethearts, but they always want to talk. And if there's music on and a TV on and the dining room is packed, I can't fucking hear you. You can talk all you want. And last night, this guy wanted to talk about Memphis. You know, I got, I was smoking dope since after jujitsu. I think I ate a mushroom cap that looked like my toenail. I swear to God, this mushroom cap
ooh.
looked just like my fungi toenail on the right foot. So I was on fire. I wasn't planning on going to the restaurant by no means. But my daughter finally goes, Dad, I want to go eat something after we went for our long ride. So we went to meet the girls, right? So he came over, what are you doing for the holidays? We're going to Nashville. Oh, very nice. I'm going to Memphis. Have you ever been to Memphis? What are the people like? And I go, listen, what are you talking to me for? That's my wife. She's from Tennessee. I don't know nothing. And then, I was having like 3 conversations at once. I'm in this fucking corner. I got Christmas music over my head. Fucking, I'm trying to watch the fucking game. I got the over in the Dallas game. It don't look like it's coming in. I don't know what game. Like 20. And this guy wants to talk to me about fucking Memphis. And the whole time I can't hear. So finally at the end, I go, can I talk to you for a second? I've been coming here for 2 years. I come here, you want to give me a fucking ear beat. And I don't mind. I like everybody talking, but I want you to listen to the music and all. I'm deaf. Yeah, when you come over to me sometimes, I go, don't I have a retarded look on my face? I have a face
Sometimes.
retarded. When I don't know what's going on and you come over and I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat dinner. And this guy's asking me about Memphis. And finally, I was like, guy, when I come in here, talk to me. But if there's music and shit, it's hello and goodbye. I can't hear you. You want to come in here, you want directions to Memphis. We were dying to laugh. I don't know how to get to Memphis. Uh,
I
People have
love
no
it.
idea. I'm fucking deaf. Especially when there's a lot of shit going on. I'm not going to fucking hear you. I'm not going to hear you.
Would you
My
like
wife,
kind of?
what's that?
I said, would you like kind of?
In certain situations.
Right.
Like I went to physical therapy the other day. I almost broke my ankle just to get out of there. There was a lady, 400 pounds. All she talked about was a bad knee and how she can't, stop it. You're killing me here. Get on the bike and knock it the fuck off. And this went on for hours. She got like 2 people over there. Well, let me tell you what happened. I'm like, come on, lady, get up. Enough with this. Your knee hurts because you sit on the couch eating Entenmann's all day watching fucking game shows. Get up, get on the fucking bike. Come on, knock it off. She gave him a 20-minute speech. What she's gonna do. Oh, they were talking about how to fucking break into somebody's internet. I need this. I'm a convicted felon. No, they weren't fucking internets. They were saying how people are breaking into the internet. But this went
Right.
on for 30 minutes. We didn't come here to talk about the internet. Diablo, let's go. Get on the fucking bike. Give her a roller skate. Something, you know what I'm saying?
I love when that happens. I love watching you. I'm surprised you lasted 30 minutes.
What's that?
I'm surprised you lasted 30 minutes before you said something about it.
I'm becoming a fucking Christian as of short. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you something?
No,
And
not
I don't.
really.
Is Catholicism part of Christianity? Because I have people who talk. I have no idea.
Listen, I don't know nothing. I know Jesus went out on Thursday. They stabbed him. He came back on Sunday. He died for his sins. I know Adam and Eve ate the fucking apple, so we don't have to fucking, if Adam wouldn't have bit the apple or Eve, we would have lived in paradise. I know things like that. All right. This
Well, I
other
know.
shit I don't know much about. I know about old school Catholicism without getting the finger in my ass. I was there. I lived it. I went to a Catholic grammar school, the whole fucking deal. And, I don't know how it all met. I pray to one God. I don't know what color he is. We're all in for a fucking surprise. So just shut the fuck up, go to work and say your prayers and put $1 in the basket on Sunday. You'll be fine.
That's what I'll do. I love it. I
Merry
love seeing you,
Christmas.
buddy.
Merry Christmas to you and your family, brother. We'll talk the next couple days, and we'll keep you guys posted on Christmas or what the fuck we're going to do. But for right now, we love you. Thank you for letting us come into your home every Tuesday or your car or your fucking whatever, your earpods. And thank you for being there for us the last what? Lee, wake up out of your coma.
I was listening for the last 4 months.
All right. No, we've been on the air together.
Oh, well, yeah, for us,
years.
for about 12 years. That's crazy. Yeah.
And we got surprises for you next year. So get ready, cocksuckers. Stay black. And now for a word from our sponsors.